ಸರಿನಾ? ಹಾ. I only see two people in the call, so maybe we can wait for until 6:10 and then start in case people are still joining. Okay. Meantime, yeah, if you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat. We'll start at 6:10 in case more people are on the way. Yeah, maybe we can start the class. Okay, now I can see only one person in the chat. Maybe we can start the class of today. People can continue to join if they have something. Am I audible? Uh, there's only one person here. Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible to everybody? Okay, I'm just going to start the class. Maybe people can who have not joined today can watch it on the recording or something like that. So, yeah, I'll just share my screen. Just give me a second. I wonder why today people are not joining. I'm not sure. Uh, there is a session today, right? One second. Let me just check because no one is here. I'm just checking about the session. Am I audible? Maybe I can share the screen. We can start the class. Yeah, there is a session. Okay. Please mute if you are not talking. It's a kind of disturbing. I hope I'm audible to everybody. Please confirm in the chat if I'm audible or not, or if there is any issues, please let me know. I've just muted for now. So let's start the class, and I think better is if people will watch it on the recording. Okay. So yeah, maybe you all are busy this week, but yeah, welcome back to week 8 of the Joy of Computing Using Python course. So my name is Zenia, and I am a PhD student at IISc, and I've been conducting these sessions for 8 weeks now at the same time. As you all know, this is my mail ID where you can mail me if you have any doubts, and this is my website where I maintain all the links. Okay. I'm sorry for starting a little late today, but I just was trying to see if people are joining because I can see only two people are still here in the thing. Anyway, two people and the others can see in the recording. If at all there is any doubts, please stop me. And I hope I'm audible and my screen is visible. I saw someone writing something in the chat. Is there any doubts? Okay. Oh, I didn't switch on my camera. Yeah. So, right. So, welcome everyone. So, let's start the class, and maybe the others can keep joining, or they can, yeah, they can join in between or watch the recording or whatever it is. Okay, so in this week, I mean, this is the problem solving session for the week 8 lectures. So, as you know, every week we have these sessions so that you are in a better position to solve your assignment problems. So, we'll be solving some related problems to your assignment problems, right? So, this is the week 8 material where you have seen what are tuples. You've seen some programs for lottery simulation, image processing, anagrams, and so on. So these are all the different programs that you've seen. But apart from that, you have also seen about this special data type called tuples. So what are tuples? Tuples, yeah, this is a slide that I'm showing in all my classes. I don't know if this is being taken seriously by anyone, but yeah, these are good coding practices. And if you start off coding, it's always good to, start off with the good practices that later on, you don't have to develop it separately. So always try to maintain some good coding practices so that your code is understandable by not only other people but also by possibly future versions of you, right? Okay. So this week you saw about tuples, which are basically, after lists and dictionaries, this is the next sort of collection of items that you can store in Python. So there are like four built-in data sets. I think you have seen list and dictionary, maybe set also. Tuples are one of them. Here, tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. So here you cannot add things or change a tuple after it has been defined. So that is the difference between a tuple and say a list or a dictionary. Okay. So I think these are clear to you. Any doubts so far or any queries? Okay, fine. So let's do some questions. So usually the format is that I will show the question and then you guys can answer in the chat. Since only two of you are here, let's try to do the questions and both of you can answer. Others who are home and watching recording, if at all, please also try to answer along. That will be good for your practice. So these sessions are the live sessions where you can actually interact with me. That's why these sessions are held. Okay, I see that something is being written in the chat, but I'm not able to see any new messages. Please, like, let me know if there is any issue in the chat. Okay, only two of you are here, so it's easy to. Okay, one person has left now, so only one person is there in the meeting. Okay, well, let's continue with the class and maybe I will go through the questions and the answers slowly so that everyone can understand. As usual, I was thinking of doing it in our usual style where I ask the question and you guys basically give the answer, but there's only one person now in the chat, so I don't know what to do. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so the first question is about tuples. So, which of the following statements about tuples in Python is correct? Tuples are mutable, which allows modification after creation. Tuples are enclosed in square brackets, similar to lists. Tuple is immutable, which means their elements cannot be changed, or tuples can only contain elements of the same data type. So, which is the answer? Please put it in the chat. Okay, I see one more person has joined. That's great. Okay, then maybe we can do the regular way. Please put your answers in the chat. Slowly people are joining. That's great. So this is the question. Which is the following statement is true about tuples in Python? I hope I'm audible and all that. Give me a second, 1 second. Please put your answers in the chat. I'll just be back. Okay, I can see one. Okay, I can see that one person has answered C. There are only two more people in the meet. Okay, one more person in the meeting. So maybe you can also answer, and then we can move to the actual answer. Okay, fine, good. So both of you have said C, the two people in the chat. I don't know what happened to your friends, but yeah, the answer is C. So that's what's right. So tuples are immutable, so your elements cannot be changed. So, for example, a list is something where you can change the elements, right? But in tuples, you can't. So that's why there is a difference between a list and a tuple. Okay. So here's the next question. Tuples share a close resemblance to lists. They can be indexed, sliced just like lists. The main point of difference is that lists cannot be updated. So this is what we just now said. And they cannot be deleted also. Which is true about a tuple. What is true about a tuple? So this is a multiple select question. So multiple options could be correct here. Okay. So please, okay, I can see more people have joined. That's great. I was worried because there were only two people at 6:10. But people are slowly joining. Please put your answers in the chat. There are multiple correct answers. So please, it's a multiple select question. So please put your answers in the chat. Please mute if you don't have a question. It's very distracting. Please mute. I'm going to mute you. If there is no question, please mute. It's very distracting. Huh. Okay. Okay, I can see someone has said B and D. Others? Other people in the chat? Any other answers in the chat? Others? Any other answers? One, at least one more person answer. So I know you guys are listening. Okay. Dheeraj says all true. Anyone else want to answer? Sorry. Got a call. Anyone else want to answer? Okay, maybe you can go to the answer. So the answer is that all are true. So yeah, basically tuples can hold mutable objects. They can be nested. You can convert list to tuple. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this is done. Let's try to find out how. So you can see that there is a function, right? Which basically, if you give tuple of a list, it becomes a tuple, right? And there are many ways to do it also. So if you just give tuple of and then then you get the list as a output. Okay. So that's how you can convert between these two. Okay, fine. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following is the best role, describes the role of matplotlib pyplot in matplotlib library for data visualization? Again, so this is about what does pyplot do in matplotlib. So matplotlib is something that I use very regularly in my work. As I said, I'm astrophysicist. And once you give the answer, I'll tell you where exactly matplotlib comes in my work. So yeah, maybe you guys can first put the answers in the chat. Okay, one person says A, others. Okay, one more A. Any other people who are answering? I can only see the same two people answering every time. Others in the chat, any other answers? I mean, there are only two people, two more people. Okay. Okay, one more person says A. So yeah, the answer is that it is actually used for creating figures, plots. Basically, you can visualize your data. You want to plot your data. Matplotlib is very powerful. It can plot different kinds of, you can make different kinds of plots with, line plot, histogram, everything you can make with Matplotlib. It's really very useful, and there's a lot of like flexibility about how you can change the label, the color, everything. So I can show you actually if I go to, so this is a paper that I published earlier this year. So if I go to the paper, it's not for animations. It's for plotting, just plotting, not animations. It is for creating figures only. So interactive visuals are not there. It is mostly for static. So that's why I wanted to show you. So this is a paper that I published earlier this year. And it's about some special kind of star. But basically all the plots you can see. So for example, this plot here, right? This is with Matplotlib. And all the plots that I've used in this paper are all from Matplotlib. So you can see that I'm able to plot different lines. I mean, I'm only plotting line graphs, so that's why mine are like this. I'm able to write the labels, use some letters and all for the labels, different kinds of fonts you can do. I haven't done all that in there, but yeah, you can do many different kinds of things. You can put these patterns. You can see triangle, cross, star, and you can put inserts. So there are many ways in which you can plot with Matplotlib. It's really a very useful library for plotting. So I just wanted to show you how Matplotlib can be used in, I use it at least in my daily thing. So these are all static figures, right? They are not like interactive, or they are not animations. These are static figures. They are basically for visualizing data. For having animations or anything, you need to use something else. Okay. So PyPlot is for making these graphs that I've shown you, essentially. Okay. So the following paragraph is an excerpt. The next question I'm going, I don't think there's any doubt, so I'm going to next question. Following paragraph is an excerpt from a talk given by Guido. By the way, does anyone know who is Guido? Who is this Guido? Oh, okay. You have not come across this name before? So Guido is actually Guido van Rossum. He is the creator of the Python programming language. So I can show you. So this is Guido. He is Guido van Rossum. He is the one who actually has written Python programming language. So that's why they have just mentioned Guido, because this is the person who's responsible. Essentially, this is the person because of which we are having this full course. Okay. So this is what he says, and I think this is a nice paragraph. Programming languages are how programmers express and communicate ideas, and the audience for those ideas is other programmers and not computers. So this is why this is very important, right? We are not just writing the program to instruct the computer. Finally, we want to understand what the computer is doing, and if it is doing it correctly. It should not be a fluke that the computer is getting some correct result, right? That's why you should always know the logic of the program, and you should also make it very clear through comments and good coding practices, so other people can also check it, right? So he says the reason is the computer can take care of itself, but programmers are always working with other programmers, and poorly communicated ideas can cause expensive flops. Okay, so that's why your commenting and maintaining good practice is very important. Ideas expressed in a programming language also reach the end users of the program, people who are not reading or knowing about the program but are affected by it. So this is just about programming philosophy, but basically, text processing plays an important role. So they had given this as part of the question. I don't know if this is directly related, but it's a good way to think about your code, right? That eventually your code is not just going to be read by a computer who's going to do some calculation and spit out a result. Your code is going to be read by human beings, and that is the goal, right? Our goal is to write good code that can be effectively read by human beings. Okay. So text processing plays an important role in analyzing text data. Given a piece of text, which of the following code determines how many words are there in the text? So basically, you have to, this is the, you just choose the nearest best option, and special characters are not counted as words. Okay. So here, this is the text. You can see that this is the text which Guido had said. So I want to count how many words are there in this text. So you can see four snippets of code which are all written to count the number of words. Your goal is to identify which is the most correct one, which will give me the actual number of words in the program. Okay, A, B, C, or D. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Please answer in the chat. I think now one or two more people have joined. So please try to answer. I want to see more than two answers in the chat. Right, I'll try to take the thing on Teams so that on my phone so that it doesn't block. Please answer in the chat, guys. No one, no answers yet, right? No. Okay, just okay. So I can see someone is asking what is the question. So the question is that there is a the question is given a piece of text, which is this one. Which of the following determines how many words are there in the text? So please choose the code which is having the uh, best result for how many words are there, and also special characters are not counted as words. So which code does that? Counts the number of words correctly. So this will be your input, and the output will be the number of words. Special characters are not counted as words. Please put your answers in the chat. I hope everyone's clear with what the question is. Does anyone have any doubt about what the question is? Okay, someone says D. Others? Any other answers, guys? Okay, one person says A. Any other answers, guys? Yeah, maybe we can go to the answer. So before we go to the answer, please keep in mind this very important part of the question. Special characters are not counted as words. That means that here, which is the special character we should be worried about? Which is the special character we should be worried about that we should be counting as a word or not? People, please. Do you get what I'm saying? So they have mentioned in the question special characters are not counted as words. So in this paragraph, are there any special characters we should be looking at carefully so that we don't accidentally consider it to be word? Any such characters or any such things in this paragraph that we should not consider as word? Full stop, hyphen, space, comma. Space definitely is not to be considered. In fact, using space only, we are defining which is a word and which is not a word in most of the cases, right? So, thing is that full stop, comma, and all, they are attached to a word, right? But if you notice, as you said, the hyphen or the dash is there, which is not attached to any word. So if we simply count based on the number of spaces, this will also be considered a word, right? Let me rephrase. The other things like colon, comma, full stop, they are all attached to a word, right? This is attached to a word, this is attached to a word. So even if I don't take care of it separately, since it's attached to a word, it's fine. But this dash or this hyphen, it's not attached to a word. It is having space on either side. So if I just use one of these methods where I'm just taking the individual words in words based on the spacing, then this will also be considered as a word. It will say ideas is a word, dash is a word, and is a word. Correct? So that's why it is actually option C. So I think I can see that Dheeraj has corrected himself that option C is the correct option, because in option C they also mention the dash separately. So, do you guys understand why dash has to be taken care of separately and not really the full stop, comma, and all? Because full stop, comma, they are attached to some word, so it is fine. There is no risk that if I just count based on spaces, they will be considered as a word. Whereas this dash and there's one more dash somewhere, yeah, one more dash, these two are not attached to any word, so they will be considered as their own words, right? Which is wrong. So, that's why the correct answer is option C. Do any of you have any doubts with this logic? Do you understand this question and the logic that is there? Do you understand? Again, here you're doing the same as this, right? You're saying for word and words, which means that you will be, when you say for word and words, you'll usually be taking it with the spaces, right? So still the dash problem is there. It's only in option C that this dash is actually considered. You guys get it? So the best option is actually this one. This is the best option because it actually considers all the text, right? So basically, the idea is that which part of the code, right? Which of the part of the code is determining the counting. So it's like a sequence, right? This is first removing, then in this you're using words. So that means that first we are taking sentences, we are removing it. then we are taking words and then we are taking this removed without the space and we are considering it, then this is the actual part where you're taking care of the length. Okay, and this is something else. So that's why this is the correct option that we have to consider. Here is where you're actually considering the space and the dash and other things. Okay. So this is sequence of, like, yeah, maybe I should have made that clearer. So given a piece of text, which of the following piece of the code? So these are all pieces of code, but this is the actual part where the counting is happening. That's what I mean. What does this do? This does something else, right? It's taking all the words and it's only counting the unique number of words, right? Because you can see that if word is not in u of words, then u of words is 0, otherwise it's plus equal to 1. So it is counting the number of unique words, whereas this is counting all the words. Do you understand? So they all do slightly different things. So when we want to count the words, when the time comes to count the number of words and not the number of unique words or something like that, we have to consider space and dash. That's what my point is. Okay. Do you guys understand? Guys, yes or no? Is this fine? Is it not loading on my thing? No. D is taking only dictionary words. So, no, no. So the point is that D is, so look, so you can see D is taking, D is a new dictionary which is defined based on proc words, which we got from here by removing the dash, right? And it only increases, it gives you the count of the number of unique words. It does not give you all the words, whereas I want all the words in the thing. Okay, do you understand? Okay, I can see someone giving a heart reaction. Anyone? Any? I hope that means you understood. I hope Vandana is the one who asked. I hope it's clear to you. Okay, please stop me if it's not clear. Maybe we can go to the next question. Okay. Point is that there is a difference between number of words and number of unique words. And that's what is important here. There are also the other thing is we should take care of this thing called the dash. Okay, that's why. Okay, fine. Great. I think we can go to the next question. So, okay. So this is the next question. How it's about anagrams. So I think you guys have already seen about anagrams in this week's lectures. Can anyone really quickly write what is an anagram in the chat? Yeah, I was trying to see it on my phone, the chat, so it doesn't cover the screen, but somehow it doesn't update the chat enough. So I'm not able to see all the updated things. So I'll keep it open here itself. Words which, when reversed, are also meaningful. That's not what an anagram is. Anyone else? What is an anagram? I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, shuffled, exactly. Reversed is not right, shuffled is right. So, for example, what is an example for an anagram? So race, for example, RACE, that's a word. But if I rearrange the letters, CARE, care, that's also a word, right? Both of them are meaningful words. Acre, ACRE, is also a word. Like that, race has couple of anagrams. So this, okay, so great. Yeah, 10 and net. Yeah, very simple example, but exactly. So it's about shuffling, earth and heart. Nice. Okay. So the question is not to list anagrams, although, yeah, you're giving some nice answers. So, yeah, it's about rearranging the letters. So, here on the screen, you can see there is a program which is basically about defining to check whether two strings are anagrams. So, how does this given code actually check if the strings are anagrams? This is a multiple select question, so there are multiple correct answers. Um, please check. Okay, I think there was some internet issue. I think I'm back. Yeah, please put the answer in the chat. So basically, this is a piece of code which checks if two words are anagrams, if two strings are anagrams. So this is about how it does that. This is a multiple select question, so there can be multiple correct answers. Okay, please put your answers in the chat so I can see them. Please put, maybe I can open the chat. This is blocking. That's my issue. Okay. Please put your answers. I'll give you 1 minute or something and then I'll check the chat. Okay. I'm just showing the question on the screen. I'm also trying to see the chat on my phone, but sometimes it doesn't update. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay. I can see that someone has answered A and C. A and C. Okay. Two people have given A and C. C. Okay. Any other answers? Maybe we can go to the answers since we also have to get to the programming part. Others, please put your answers. I'm just checking any other answers. Okay. So answer is actually A and C. So here you can see what does this first loop do? First loop first checks if both the lengths are equal, right? If the lengths of two words are not equal, they are definitely not anagrams, right? Because we cannot just gain a letter or lose a letter by shuffling. After that, it checks for whether all the same letters are there. So if at any time you find that there is a letter in the first word which is not in the second word, then you say you are false. Otherwise, you return true. So basically, the count, it takes a count of basically what's written here, count of the character. If the counts match for all the characters, it is considered an anagram. So that is what anagrams are, and this is how it's done. I think most those of you are answered have got it. Please everyone try to answer these questions, it will be really good. Okay, so this is about the same code, the anagram code only. If two strings are anagrams, what would be the output of the above code? Or basically, which of these functions is correctly telling me what is the uh, output of the code? This is also a multiple select question. Please put your answers in the chat. I'll check it from my phone again. I don't want to block the thing. Okay, I can see one person says A and D. A, there's also a B in the chat. I just now saw. Others? Others? Any other
So
answer?
when we are comparing in the previous question, when we are comparing the length of string like, so then it may not be the same characters in the string. The characters may be different.
No, we are comparing the length because the length, if they do both have, if it's a four-letter word and a five-letter word, they definitely cannot have the, there can definitely cannot be anagrams of each other. So that's why this is given here.
If I'm giving the word one as rent, R-E-N-T, and word two as lazy, L-A-Z-Y, but it is only comparing the length, so both are of the length 4, but they are different.
That's it. Yeah, so that's what. So this is not the only condition, right? After that, they have another condition also. The point is that if you have two words, suppose rent, R-E-N-T, and something else like rents, okay, R-E-N-T-S, they definitely cannot be anagrams. I don't even have to check. You get it? I don't even have to check if all the letters are the same. So I can just save my time. I can say that since they are both the different, I will definitely return false. But after that, there is still another check. And you can see there also, in case any of the letters are there which are not there in the other word, it still returns false, right? If it satisfies both of these conditions only, it returns true. So this first case is just to say that, just to weed out the obvious cases. The obvious cases are the one where suppose I give you a four letter and a seven letter word, they are definitely not anagrams. So even without comparing the letters, I can immediately say, is this clear? Do you
The
understand?
second condition,
Sorry, sorry, what's the question?
after checking the length, what is being checked in the second condition?
After, so that was what the question said, right? It goes through each character and checks if the same characters are there in both one and two, basically.
The second one is also matching the count only.
Okay. Oh, I don't get your question.
The second condition, it will count each and every letter, how many times it repeated. Like rent, in rent, R
Mhm.
repeated only one time, and
Yes.
in word two also it check like 10 or something. It will check how many
Okay,
R's are
okay.
there.
Yes, yes, yes,
Mm.
Yeah,
yes. Thanks.
understood. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
So that's what. If any of the characters don't match in the word, right? That's what it's checking. Okay. So this is not the okay, I understood. So you were thinking of the length count to be again the length. Is that what the confusion was? So this length is of the whole word, and this is the count of the number of times a letter appears, as she correctly said. Okay, thanks to the person who answered, and I hope it's clear. Anyway, let's go to the answer of this question. The answer is actually A, B, and D. I think one of you had answered. So, as you can see, hello and world are definitely not anagrams, even though they have the same letters, sorry, same number of letters. They are not anagrams, but listen, silent, raise, care, they are all anagrams. And of course, this code returns a boolean value at the end, right? It returns either false or true. So that is also a correct answer of this question. Okay, I hope all of you are okay with that. Okay, great. So let's move to the next question then. Okay, consider this tuple of colors. What is the result of colors plus purple? Okay, one person says B, others. Okay, one more B. Any other answers? B. Okay, okay, fine. So I think, yeah, we can go to the answer. So yeah, it will give a type error. We can even see it right now if you want. I'm not giving words tuple, but if I just give 1 plus 4, you cannot concatenate uh, a tuple with a, you cannot concatenate an integer with a tuple. You can only concatenate a tuple with a tuple. Something like this. That also does not work. Okay. So you can't do it in this way. You have to do it by, let's see. Let's see if we can do it like this. So I think tuples are not mutable, so that's why you can't change it. So A and B is not right, no? Because you can't have A and B both be right. You can only have one of them be right. It can't give you a solution and give you a type error. So the answer is that you cannot concatenate tuple to tuple, basically. Okay, fine. Okay, next question is about Vader and data frames. I think you have seen something related to this in your programming part of this week's lecture. This is a theory kind of question. Please answer, let's answer quickly so we can go to the programming part. Please put your answers in the chat. There's only one correct option, okay? So, what is Vader used for? Okay, one person says B, others. Okay, one person says C. Any other answers? I'll give you 1 more minute. Okay, one more person says B. I think we can go to the answer. Answer is actually B. So data frames are not really used for visualizing the sentiment analysis, right? For that, we need to do some analysis tool. Data frame just collects the data, and I guess Vader, which I have not personally used, it's like some way to assess the sentiments of positivity, negativity in a set of data. So you can use that analysis for your data frame to assess what is the sentiment that is given in the data. Okay. So yeah, I don't think there'll be any doubts in this. So I'm going to the next question. Okay. So there are two statements given. Statement one is this is the method for flipping image in the PIL library. Again, this is Python, I think what image locator or something like that, right? Let me just forgot the full form. Mm, it's for use for image processing. I think you have gone through this library in your week 8 lectures. Yeah, Python imaging library. So yeah, this is two statements about the imaging library. Please put which is the correct option in the chat, whether both statements are correct, both are incorrect, or only one is correct. Or if you can't tell anything about it, please put it in the chat. Okay, I can see someone say B, another person says B. Maybe, yeah, maybe we can go to the answer because it's already almost 7. So answer is B. Both are correct statements. So these are again both about the PIL library. As I said before, if you guys ever have doubts about any modules or libraries in Python, please just search it up, and then you can always find you can find a nice page about it, and you can find what is the documentation of it, how to install it, and so on. So this is, I guess, a fork of pill library. This is a easier way to download it or something, and you can see here you have a handbook and everything. So yeah, my point is that when you use Python and as a programmer, you will be coming across, as I said, because Python is open source, many people have already written lots of lovely specialized libraries for almost every function. So to understand that, please go through that good documentation that is available online. Okay, fine. Next question: consider the following snippet of code. Which of the following will throw an error? Okay, which of the following? So considering this snippet of code, which of the following throw an error? If none of them will throw an error, say D. Otherwise, it could be any number of them because it's a multiple select question. So please put your answers in the chat. I hope you all understood the question. Okay, B and C. B and C, nice. B and C, okay. Okay, nice. All of you have answered. So the answer is and C. Why is that? Because this is a tuple, even though it's spelled wrong, and this is a string, and we cannot change the definition of them. They are not changeable, right? After we already define them. So again, we can try it out also. Yeah, they are immutable, exactly. So if I give something like A, B, C, D, and if I try to do this, oh wait, what's this? Oh, sorry. Not like that. That is concatenation. My bad. What I meant is if I try to do this, it throws an error. Okay, you cannot reassign it after it is already assigned. That is a point. You cannot change it once it is, you can add to a string, but you cannot change it. Okay, so with that, we are ending with the assignment part. So let's try to go again to the second half of our lectures. By now, you guys know the drill. I'll show you a program. I'll give you some time to solve it because, as I said, in almost every class, programming is like riding a cycle. You can't learn to ride a cycle from reading a book or watching videos. You have to go to sit on the cycle. You have to fall down a couple of times, then only you'll learn. So please try to do the programming part on your own. There are 5 programs today. Let's try to do all of them, and yeah, I'll show you the solution after giving you some time to do it yourself. Okay, so please try it out yourself, I would say. So this is the first program. They want you to write a function named two-level sort, which accepts a list of okay, I think my internet, I hope I'm audible. If at all I'm stopped to be audible or any issues, please let me know. Okay, because I my internet has been a little shaky today. That's why I'm telling you. Anyway, so this is the question. Basically, I want you to write a function named two-level sort, which accepts a list of tuples named scores as argument. Okay, every element of this list is, it's a list of tuples. First of all, every element of this list is a tuple which is like name and marks. It represents the marks scored by a student. First element is the student's name, second element is the marks. The function should return a list of tuples sorted in 2 levels. So first of all, you should sort by ascending order of marks. Okay, second of all, if all the marks, if at all 2 marks are the same, then you should sort the names in alphabetical order. Okay, so every element in the return list should also be of the same format. Level 2 should not override level 1. That is only if they are equal marks, then only you need to do the alphabetical sorting. You should not do alphabetical sorting at all. Okay. So don't use any built-in sort functions. Do it on yourself. Okay. So I'll give you some time to solve this. Please try it out. It's a good way because it uses lists and tuples together and sorting. So all these three things you have learned, right? Separately, you have learned about list, you have learned about sorting, and you have learned about tuple. Now it is a chance to put everything together into one program. Okay. So please try to solve it now. I'll give you some time to try it out. Maybe we can discuss the solution at 7:10. I hope you guys are trying out. If you face any difficulty in understanding, please let me know. If there's any difficulty, please let me know. I just have to 1 second stop sharing just to check something. Share it with you. Yeah. First sorting, I share the screen. Sorry, I had to just check something on the side. No, the first sorting is for marks. And so if at all there are two marks which are the same, then only you have to do the alphabetical case. Okay, so only need to go to level 2 if there are two same things. Yeah. Arguments will be list of, yeah. So basically, you will have every element in the list as a tuple. So basically, you have a every element in your list will be a tuple itself, and each tuple has name and marks together. That's the idea. Okay, maybe we can go to discussing the solution. Uh, how many of you have tried the question? Can you please raise your hand? How many of you tried the question? Still trying. Okay, maybe, yeah, okay. Okay, Ravi, then maybe I'll give 5 minutes because Ravi's trying. Others, are you trying? Any others who are trying the question, please raise the hand. Is Ravi the only one? Please try the questions, guys. It'll be good for you. Because as I said, you've learned sorting, you've learned lists, you've learned tuples separately. This is an opportunity for you to actually put all the three things together. Okay, so try doing it together. Okay, please try it. And yeah, I do share all the solutions and the programs with you, but that doesn't mean that you guys don't have to do it on your own also. As I said, only way to learn is by doing. Okay, maybe then I'll slowly go to the solution. Ravi, you can keep trying, but I'll just show the solution from my side as well. I was just trying to take the in programming questions are a little bit boring. Maybe that's because are you trying them though? Are you trying to do them? Are you trying to write the program on your own? Because then it won't be boring. Because then you have to figure out the problem, you have to do that. So, did you get the solution of this program? Did you get the solution for how to sort it here? Did you get the solution? If you got the solution, then yeah, maybe it's boring. If you didn't get the solution, it can't be boring because you didn't figure it out, right? So yeah, sometimes you have to do some boring things to understand also. But I don't think doing programming is boring. I've never gotten bored doing programming. But yeah, if you get bored during, you have to do all these, you can't go straight into doing whatever interesting programs there are. But once you build the skills, you can apply it to anything you want. Anyway, that's all digression. Let's go to the actual solution of this program. Okay, so this is the solution. Let me. So the solution of our thing. So this is two level sort. It takes scores as input. Scores is basically your list of input, right? So basically, while it is, is not zero, you keep running. Basically, your min entry of zero is your name, and then the second entry is your score because that's how it works. That's how it's given. So if you give for each case, what you do is you check first the mark. So you're checking min and I of 1, which means you're checking the marks. If the marks are less, then you're sorting it so that you're basically finding out what is the minimum. So this kind of sort you have already done in your when you learned sorting, which is that we always go through the list and find out which is the minimum and then you do it. So this is kind of like your bubble sort, right? Then if yeah, exactly, it's bubble sort, exactly. If scores are equal, you check for the alphabetical order. So if the scores are equal, then what you do is check for the alphabetical order, and whichever is lesser, which means that it starts with the character which is lower. Okay, then you can basically assign that to the min entry, and you're basically running this. So you're doing a bubble sort basically. and removing the min entry at each time, because you're going to put it finally in something called a sorted list and then return that sorted list. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me just find an input case from last year's question. So let's let's see one of the input cases. No, sorry. Not this, not this, not this. Sorry, one sec. Uh, this is the next question. Let me not go to that input case. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, so basically this is your input, right? So let's try to sample test case. Yeah, okay. So let's try to put this ABCD thing in the input and then see if it does the correct output. Okay, so the output should be what is shown here. So let's see if that works. Let's run this. So we get, first of all, we can check whether the marks are in ascending order. So you can see 59, then 80, then 90, then 100. And then in 80, A comes, then X. In 90, Q, then Z. In 100, D, then O. So first of all, it sorts correctly the marks. Then according to whether it is a alphabetical order, if it's both the same mark. So again, we can try the other case also. So can see Atul is 75. Soumya and Srinidhi have both got 80, so they are comparing, and you can see that S is the same, but O and R means O will come before, and similarly for the others also. So this is how it is run. Okay. Any doubt in this? This is basically a bubble sort program. Okay. And you can think of where and all this can be used, right? In sorting out marks of a class and all that. So yeah, I hope you all understood. Is there any doubts in this program? Okay, I don't see any response. I hope that means you all understood. Let's go to the next program then. Okay. So this is like basically what is the, yeah, I had actually included this. I forgot. Yeah, this is basically how it should be sorted. My bad. I forgot that I had included this. Okay, anyway. So, okay, this is the next question. Given a square matrix M and two indices I and J, Mij is the matrix obtained by removing the ith row and jth column of M. Okay. Write a function named minor matrix that accepts three arguments: the square matrix, the non-negative integer, and j is, which is also a non-negative integer. This is basically row number and column number. The function should return the matrix Mij, which is after removing ith row and jth column. So we are using zero-based indices. So we'll start with the zeroth row. The actual first row will be the zeroth row. Okay. So if the matrix is of dimensions n cross n, then we have 0 less than or equal to I and j less than or equal to n minus 1. Okay, this should be n, sorry. This should also, yeah, 0 and, sorry, I read that wrong. I and j lie between 0 and n minus 1. Okay, so basically what we're trying to say is that we use the normal Python indexing, can assume that the number of rows is m in each case, and this is again the problems which we solved are last year's test cases, so this is from that. Okay, so I hope you understood. You're accepting a matrix as input, some I and j which denotes a row number and column number. That row number and column number entries should be removed, and you will get another matrix as the input output. Okay, which is called Mij, which is called the minor matrix. So please try it out, all of you. Even if it is boring, it's fine. Please try it out sincerely. I'll give you 10 minutes to try it out, okay? There is no matrix data type, right? Usually we have done matrix problems before. So you can use like a list, nested list. Yeah, you can use that. I mean, there is a net matrix data type, sorry. There's no inbuilt data type, but there is a matrix data type in NumPy in the form of array. It's called an ND array or something like that. Okay, so NumPy is a library where you have matrices in the form of arrays. You can also use a list, but in this case, I think using a list is also fine. Others can correct me if I'm wrong. I forgot what's the numpy dot array, right? NP dot array is the matrix. I think there is a numpy dot matrix also, but yeah. But yeah, in this case where you're, more of trying to do the indexing and all, I think you can use nested list also. Try it out. As I've said, like there is no correct or wrong way to do a program. And yeah, I just wanted to say that if you can understand the logic and if you get the correct output, it's all good. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes. Please, all of you try it out. I mean, I can just show the solution now, but I give you this time so that you can try it out yourself and kind of get the answer. So please do it sincerely. I hope you're given a row major order matrix. What does that mean? Uh, I'm sorry, I don't know. What do you mean? Storing row wise. Hmm. Yeah, I mean the input is according to you, right? So storing row wise in array. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the question is, but huh. Okay, okay, I understood what you're saying. So again, the input you can define the input according to you. That's fine. You can also accept the input in a particular way so that the store you can do it such that the user input is stored row wise also if you want, if you are worried about that. Huh. I understood what you mean. I didn't know it's called that. Okay. I also learned things from you guys. Anyway, others, are you trying the question? Others, other people in the chat, are you trying? Hmm. Maybe I'll give two more minutes and then I'll discuss the solution at 7:25. Okay. Please try the question. It's good for you only, finally, if you try. These kinds of questions like row major and stuff are coming because he's trying it, right? Please try the questions yourself, then only it will be good. Okay, let's go to the solution. I'm kind of disappointed that more of you are not trying or are not responding even. But it's fine. Just look at the solution. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. So, yeah, I think this is a row major, right? Okay. Anyway, so this is basically your matrix and your column and your row, which has to be removed. So this is the matrix. You basically are going to, if row is I, then continue. Otherwise, you know, we are trying to skip that row because obviously we don't want that to be included in the output, right? Similarly, we want to skip off column J and add all the other elements as it is to the thing. And that's how we are going to be doing it. Okay. So you can see row and column, just skipping those two. That's it. Okay. So basically, this is how you do it. If I give something like 1, 2, 3, how am I supposed to give them? 1, 2, 3. Or wait. Sorry. Okay, wait. Let me just write the. Yeah, that was the question, right? That you have to create a new matrix, which returns, where is it? Returns the matrix Mij, which is not the same as matrix M. But if you keep the same matrix also, it's okay. So, but yeah, you can write it into a new matrix. I think that's easier. Creating a new one is simpler, yes. Okay, so let's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to remove the second row, which means it's the first row if we count from 0, and the last column. Okay, so you can see that second row was 4, 5, 6. That's completely removed, and the last column is also removed. So I just get 1, 2, 7, 8. So this and this are removed. This is how you do it. So Ravi, you did it by just deleting the elements from your original matrix. So were you able to do it? Were you able to get something similar? Yeah, new one is creating is simpler because then you can just check if it is, if any of them are I and J, and then you can just skip it as it has done, right? They just, if column is range and if column is J, they just give continue. So you're not going to append it basically. Okay, any doubts in this program? I think it's pretty simple, so there should not be any doubts, but still, any doubts? Oh, you couldn't. Okay. Then maybe, yeah, you can try by creating a new one that is simpler. And yeah, that will be better. Actually, that's why. So that's why in the, sorry, in the program also, square matrix M and Mij are given different names. So, you basically want to, sorry, give two different matrices. Okay, great. So I don't think there are any other questions in the chat. So maybe we can go to the next question. Okay, so this question should be interesting because it has cricket involved. So those of you who are saying it's boring, maybe this will bring back your interest, hopefully. So I think most of you know what a round robin tournament is. This is basically how you do your eliminations, right? Or your initial phase where every team competes with every other team. So you're considering a version of the IPL where every team plays exactly one game against every other team. All the games have a definite result and no match ends in a tie. The winning team is awarded 1 point. So there are eight teams which participate: CSK, DC, KKR, MI, PK, RR, RCB, and SH. Okay, so these are the teams, the teams. You are given the details of the outcome of the matches. Your task is to prepare the IPL points table. So you are going to be given the um, uh, you're going to be given the scores, and you have to basically create the table. You have to order it in descending order of wins. If two teams have the same number of points, the team whose name comes first in alphabetical order must figure higher up in the table. I think you guys already know how to do this because we have done the similar program already. So I will give you some time, and this time I want everyone to try because I've already explained how this works. If you go back, there are 8 lines of input. Each line is a sequence of comma separated team names. Okay. First teams, it will be like basically you will get CSK having some points. This, please don't unmute if you don't have a doubt. It's very difficult. Okay. Please be careful because this is also being recorded and put on YouTube. So please be careful with your mic. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, your task is to sort out. You're going to get input, which is going to be team names, and and then you're going to, for all the thing, the other terms represent the teams that have lost to the first team. So basically, you're going to not give the number of wins, but basically, you're going to give a team. For example, you're going to give CSK. Then you're going to give the comma separated values will be what all teams have lost to the first. So for the first line of input could be CSK, MI, DC, PK. This means that CSK has won against all of these teams. Okay, if a sequence has just one team, suppose I just write CSK with no other comma separated values, it means it has lost all its matches. So again, it's not exactly like the program we did before, because here we are not going to just give off what is the number of wins or number of losses. We are just going to we are just going to give 8 lines for each of these teams, giving like this format. Okay, so you have to print the IPL points table in the following format: team colon wins with one team on each line. There shouldn't be spaces on any of the lines. Okay, so here is one of the input and outputs for you. So here, what does this mean? This is the input. If I just give CSK with no other teams next to it, that means CSK has not won against any team. CSK's points is 0. DC's points is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? It has won 7 matches. KKR has won 3 matches. MI has won against 5 teams, and so on. Once you get all the numbers, then you have to sort it according to the descending order. That means the maximum number of wins should come at the top. If two teams are having the same number of wins, or more than two teams, if here 4 teams are having same number of wins, you should order them in the alphabetical order. Okay, this is the idea. You have already seen how to do the sorting part because I showed you. So I want everyone to try this. Please try this program. I'll give you 10-15 minutes. Okay, I hope everyone understood the question. Did you all understand the question? If you have any doubts, please let me know. Anyone have any doubts in the question? This is basically you want to create IPL scoreboard. Okay, any doubts in that? So this is the option. This is the way that they are asking you to do the input. The way that you have to do the input is you have to give the team and then all the teams that have lost against it. Yeah, you can count it as you want, but point is that finally your input should be of this format means output should be of this format. Okay, does that clear your doubt? Okay, great. So yeah, again, these are these questions which I solve for you. I don't create them myself. These are questions from last year's assignment and last year's programming assignment. So they have been prepared by the NPTEL team. So you can understand that this is the kind of questions that NPTEL wants you guys to know for this course. So that's why it's very useful to solve these questions. Okay. That's why it has all these rules and regulations because that is what the NPTEL team had wanted at that time. Yeah, I'll give you maybe we can discuss this in 7:45. So I'll give you 10 minutes. All of you please try it because we have already seen how to do this program. The first program is basically similar. So please all of you try it. It will be really useful. I hope you guys are trying. Maybe we can discuss in another 5 minutes. Okay, maybe you can go to the solution. How many of you tried the question? How many of you tried the question? Okay, no issues. Please, yeah, okay, trying. Good, Ravi. I'll just go to the solution because we are going to end the class. So please keep trying and then you can compare with the solution also. Okay, let me just go to the solution. Hmm. So here you can see that basically we have this results. We're going to take, okay, so first team is the winner and all the other teams have lost to the winner. So there's winner and losers. We only need the number of wins and the winning team. So that's where you can take the length. So that's what I think you were asking before. One of Ravi was asking, can't we just directly count the occurrence of the team? And that is kind of what is being done here as well. Only point is that the input has to be in a certain particular way because that's how it's done. Now we are going to do a two-level sort, which we have already done in the first program. So now I think no need to explain what two-level sort is. You're basically doing a bubble sort to find out the minimum at each point. Sorry, the maximum now because we want to go to the other way. And then you're going to do the ascending order case. This is basically the alphabetical order, not ascending. Same score, right? So every time you are identifying now the maximum and then basically removing and appending to the table. So finally you're printing the table. So now let's try to take one of the sample inputs again because I'm not typing all that. So let's go to, let me see, one second. Where is it? Yeah, I think this is the one. So let's just go to the sample input. Sorry, sample input is this one. So they have given some sample input. Let's just copy. Okay. Oh, no, no, this won't work, right? Will it work? Oh, sorry. Let's see. Okay, let's go by the thing. So first is CSK, uh, then let's copy paste. I don't have the patience to type it all. Then KKR, which has won against some certain teams. MI, sorry, which has won against some certain teams. Sorry, next team, team, next team. Okay. So now you can see how it is given. Let's see if it follows the same thing. Let's see, let me just minimize this. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, let's just compare it. I'm not able to open both of them at the same time. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So the output we got was DC7, MI5, RCB, then KKR, PK, RR, SH, then finally CSK at the bottom. Okay, so that's the same thing that we got. So here the only thing was we just had to take a count of the number of losses. Okay, that's the only difference. Any doubts in this program? I think it's, if you understood the first program, this is also a very easy program. You should have been able to do, right? So I hope there are no doubts. Any doubts in this? Okay, if there are no doubts, then we can go to. I have two more programs. Let's try to do one more at least, which is a short program. And with that, we can close the session. How can we access these programs? So, if you recall, you see that I have my website, right? Just share the link. So, here, if you go to the Google Drive, you can see that for all the weeks there are folders, and in each folder you can find each of the program. So here you can find and you can download the program function. If you want to look at the question, you can of course go to the slides and find the question in the slides. Okay. So all the questions are here and the solutions are also given separately in the thing. Also, sometimes I give some extra programs to explain the other things also, like Magic Square. I gave an extra program. Those are also included. So you can always access it on my website. Okay. Today's programs will also go. It's just here where it's written slides of the sessions. No, this one. Okay, great. And YouTube, incidentally, YouTube videos of the all the recorded lectures are also given here. Okay, so after today's class, I'll be uploading today's YouTube lecture also. So yeah, please make use of all these resources because they are being prepared specially for you. Okay, let's try to do one last program. I have 5 programs today. The last program I will, maybe we won't have time. So I'll just share the solution in the Google Drive. But as usual, if you don't understand something or if you want a solution, please do this. All the links are there on this website. So here on the website, if you go, you can find that there's the meeting link, YouTube playlist link, slides, all of them are there in this. Also, I think the NPTEL team is also sharing the links with you. Okay, great. Okay, fine. Fine. So let's go to the one more program. Given a tuple list, there's a list of tuples. Perform sort on basis of total number of digits in the tuple. So basically here there is a list. Each element of the list is a tuple, right? So they want you to sort based on the number of digits in the tuple. So for example, here there is 2 digits, 1 and 2. Then here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. And then here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 digits. So that's how they are sorted. So this is this question. I don't think it's very difficult. Please, all of you, try it out. Okay. And I'll show you the solution in few minutes, maybe after 5, 6 minutes. And then we can finish the class for today. Okay, do you guys want to go to the solution? Have you guys tried? Yeah, sure. So yeah, try it out. So Ravi has given one way of doing it. Please try out that way if it works. Again, these are programs where you can use your different things that you've learned across the week. So you've learned about tuples now, you've learned about lists before. Before that, you learned about what is sorting. So to know how to put all these things together. Okay, that's why these kinds of programs I've chosen. So this program, let's try to look at the solution so that we can, because I don't want to keep you beyond your time also. So let me just go to the solution. People, again, I'm saying to you, even though all the solutions are available and I'm explaining all the solutions, still after you get the slides, try to write the program alone. Even if you've already seen the solution, try to write it again based on what you understood. That time you might make some mistake and that will help you to understand it better. It's similar to like how we can't read maths, right? We have to do the sums, then only we'll understand. Same thing as programming, same thing as programming logic. So please try to be sincere in that. Not only for your exam purpose or whatever, but just to be a better programmer. Okay, so try to look at the solution of this one. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth program, right? So here, as you can see, as Ravi said, we are returning the sum. Sum basically gives you the sum of everything of the length of each element, right, which is in the tuple. So you're converting to a string so that we can use this length which is there for a thing, right? So like that we have the list which is given. So the original list, then they are using I mean, here it's a normal sort, but you can again use a bubble sort or something. So that is also be done and then you can sort it. So yeah, this is how you do it. So instead of using the sort function, which is already there in the list, you can also use bubble sort. You can use any of them. Purpose of sum is to take, because you need to take the total number of digits, right? So there's 1 plus 2 plus, so basically it sums up how many digits are there. So there's 6 digits here. That's why. So it takes the, wait, where is it? Takes the length of each of the elements. So for example, this element length is 1, 2, sorry, this element length is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is 3. So finally you get 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. No, it's the number of digits. That's what I was saying, right? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So here you can see that even though this is 4 elements, this only has 6 digits. That's why this is sorted before this. So actually this has 4 elements, but it has 6 digits only, whereas this has 8 digits, even though it has 3 elements. That's why this is sorted before this. Got it? Yeah, it's not the number of elements. It's like that's a different question, and that's a question that you can try again. So again, as I said, there are many different permutations and combinations of Python questions and programming questions that you can ask, obviously. So yeah, just try checking the solution. And here, the solution that I have is just by using sort because I'm lazy. But please try it by using the different sorting methods. So you can, for this simple program itself, by changing, like instead of total digits, you can make it sum of the digits, for example. In that case, this will be 1 plus 2, this will be 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 2 plus 3, or you can make it number of elements, as one of your friends mistakenly understood. Like that, once you have a way to solve something, whatever question I ask you from that, sum, division, multiplication, whatever I ask you to do with the tuple, you should be able to do it. Because the basic thing is the same, it's just the operation you're checking for is different, right? You know how to sort, you know how to access the elements. So that's all. Okay, fine. So this was the fourth question. Last question. I'll just show you the question and you can find the solution in the Google Drive with the other programs. I will be sharing that with you. Oh, yeah. The program it's actually you have written something similar for list, I think. But basically, given a list of numbers, write a Python program to create a list of tuples. So you get a list of numbers, 1, 2, 3 as input. Your output is list of tuples where each tuple is having in the first number as the input number and the second number to be the cube of that number. So again, the solution to this also I will share with you. I'm not giving you time because it's already 8, but basically, just it's a very simple program. So I just wanted to give two small programs so that you get more familiar with using list and tuple and these different data types. As I said, each data type is having its own use in Python. So it's important to understand them, and they might be it's useful to manipulate them, even though we can convert from one to other. It's useful to still understand. In certain cases it might be useful to have something like a tuple. What is the advantage of having a tuple is that you cannot modify it. So if you have, for example, a program where you want to keep something as it is and you want to make sure that accidentally no one overwrites it, it's very good to use a tuple there. Okay, so this is kind of how you think about these things, and everything has its own use case. So yeah, as I said, my links, I'll share the copy of the GitHub page again to you. So this is my GitHub page where all the links are maintained. Please go. You can find the YouTube videos and you can find the Google Drive where all the slides and programs discussed today are there. Please try to do the programs on your own and then refer to the solution if you get stuck. Or even if you see the solution, after some time, try to write it on your own also, right? So that will really help you. I'm saying again and again because this is the only way to learn programming. Many people come and they are like, I've seen so many programs, but I don't get the logic. The reason is because they are not applying. You're not using your mind. Logic means it's something like common sense. You have to use your mind and understand it. If you are not the one going through the understanding, then it's not going to be helpful to you. Okay. So please be sincere and please try to do programs, even if they are boring. If they are boring to you, try to make it interesting, right? Challenge yourself, try to do it within certain time, or try to make it about some topic that you enjoy. Like today there was a cricket based program, maybe some of you like that. So you will find that if you search for it on any topic, you can find 101 problems and 101 ways to solve them also. Please try to do that. Okay, so I think that's it for this week. Next week same time we'll meet for your week 9 lectures. If you don't have any other doubts, we can close this session. As always, if you have any doubts throughout the week, please mail me. So this is my mail ID, I'll just put it in the chat, because mailing me is a better way to access me. I am usually very active on my mail. Only thing is that don't mail me asking for assignment solutions, because I will not help you, because that is something that is designed for testing yourself. You should do that also sincerely. Okay, so please don't mail me asking is this correct, is that wrong and all. I will not respond. Okay, but any other doubts that you have other than your assignment problems, if you ask me, I answer you. And if you want to have some particular topic covered in the class, in the next class, please mail me by Friday. I will try to include it in the slides. And yeah, this is basically a doubt clearing session, so it's more for up to you that if you want to make it more interactive, you can. Okay, then fine. If there are no other doubts, we can end the session. Thanks all for joining. Have a nice rest of the week. I don't think there are any doubts. I don't see anything in the chat. Okay, so I'm ending the meeting. Okay, bye everyone. Yeah, thanks for joining. Have a nice rest of your week.
Thank you.